In this episode, a new beginning. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Nerd Talk. Now, my name is Adam Portress, and this is kind of Nerd Talk Now 2.0. Now, I started this podcast initially as a Facebook Live, hour-long live stream, interaction with fans and stuff, and I gotta say, I had a great time doing it. It was a blast, a lot of good interaction back and forth with people. Unfortunately, that is something that really just couldn't last. I got myself a job, a real, important person job. Frankly, I didn't want, but hey, you do what you have to do to pay the bills. And I'm going to talk a little bit about that in not too awful long. That's what the main crux of this video is going to be about. So instead of having a hour-long conversation and everything, we're going to put stuff in bite-sized bits and pieces and everything for you. Still going to be a daily content show, so don't worry about that. But it's going to be more me just going right back at the camera, talking about nerdy subjects here, there, and everywhere. I encourage you guys to like, subscribe, comment down below. That's what's going to help grow this thing bigger and better. But hopefully you'll still be able to get entertainment out of it. Now, of course, it'll still be here on YouTube. We'll still post it at the facebook.com/nerdtalknow page, and it'll still be available in the audio format as well. So in case you don't want to have to look at this mug, no worries, still going to be in audio form as well. But if you watch the video, obviously you'll get a little bit of something else out of it as well, because we're going to be doing graphics like this one. I don't know what I'm going to put there. It's just going to, maybe it's entertaining. Maybe it's not. I don't know. So what I really want to kind of touch on here is not only what I'm doing, just kind of changing the format of the show and everything. I also want to talk about my decision to do so and why to do it on YouTube as opposed to anything else. Because I don't know what you know right now, but YouTube is going through something called adpocalypse, or it's been coined as adpocalypse. This is, it started out, let's be honest, it started out with Felix Schellberg, aka PewDiePie to most people. I'm a fan. I'm going to be honest with you kids, I'm a fan. I know as a 35-year-old man that seems really weird that I'm a fan of PewDiePie, but I am. I enjoy his content, and I think if you were to watch it over a long period of time, you'd get what the guy's doing and find it interesting. Now, the Wall Street Journal had a hit piece on him. He got a lot of advertisers and things taken away, and that's kind of spread out to more and more and more YouTubers. And I don't think he's the one to blame. I think advertisers finally woke up to, hey, we're advertising some stuff on YouTube that may not be above board here. And it's really sad to see a lot of the YouTubers go out and do a bit of complaining. Now, I understand why they're complaining. I absolutely get it. I mean, some of these cats are making their entire living off of YouTube, and God bless. Fantastic that anybody can do that. And, I wish them nothing but the best. But the fact of the matter is, when it really comes down to it, let's just call them by their names, YouTubers have had it too good for too long. I think that's one of the biggest things that they don't even realize how good they've had it for so long. Advertisers would just advertise and they didn't care what content was out there. The big thing is I know a lot of these content creators know, they get it. They understand. They just go, look, I'm aware these people, they have, their brands and everything. They can choose to advertise on one thing or another, but it always trails off a little bit there and goes, But what's the deal, man? Why not me? Why, are you afraid of a little bit of, risque stuff here and there? Yeah, they are. And frankly, I think they jumped in with, both feet, not really knowing what was out there for everybody and what everybody's content was going to be. So they decided, hey, this is what we're going to do, and just throw money at it and, reap the benefits of it. But as with traditional media, if they find out that what you're doing is threatening their possible livelihood, guess what, boy? They're going to come and get you every single time. And that's what this all comes down to. It's not necessarily, part of it is definitely the, what they deem inappropriate content. But another part of it is these traditional media companies coming after people, going to these companies and saying, hey, look at what's here. You see that? Isn't that bad? Do you want your company associated with this kind of content? Of course you don't. And of course they're going to be on the conservative side and everything as well. Every single company out there, most every single company out there wants to reach the biggest highest amount of people that they possibly can. And how do you do that? You be as vanilla and bland as possible. And the big thing is you see stuff like this all the time. The new Kendall Jenner Pepsi ad is absolutely terrible, and Pepsi got called out on it, and they just retracted stuff right away. We are living in an era right now where everybody is scared to say something that might offend somebody, and it's kind of frightening. But the thing is, these companies, they're able to do that. It's totally at their purview. And I hate to say it, but YouTubers, you've had it too good for too long. Now, I don't plan on making a ton of money off of YouTube, but, I think it's a great way for people to consume Nerd Talk Now content. It's easy for me to do. There's a YouTube app out there. It's super simple, super easy. And like I said, there's a podcast, audio podcast is available as well. So it's super simple for everyone to do. But I don't think that I can sit here and go, ooh, I really want to rely off the money from advertisers for YouTube. I think that's a foolish idea. And I think a lot of these guys are going to realize you have to pilot your own ship at this point. You are a pirate ship, my friends. And I'll be honest with you, I really take all of this from the guys over the No Agenda podcast. I've been listening to them for 9 years, and they have never once, not once, in their entire 9 years of podcasting, ever taken a single advertising dollar from anyone. And two men are able to take their entire get from their audience, producers of their program, as they call them, people that donate money into the show, and they're able to live their lives off of that. Now, it's not PewDiePie money, mind you, but they're able to live off of that. And it's due to the contributions of the people that listen. I think those are like YouTubers, Twitch people, whomever. These are the ones that really have to figure out, hey man, I need to take this audience that I have, I need to leverage it, and I need to bring it into me and not have to worry about outside sources. Because here's the thing. You've seen it with PewDiePie. People can just take it away from you now. They don't even care. If they don't like you for X, Y, or Z reason, they will take you out. Take the case of Bill O'Reilly. Granted, not the best human being on the entire planet, but let's just take his politics out of it and think about this. People didn't like what Bill O'Reilly did. They contacted sponsors. They said, "Hey, we're not gonna use your products anymore unless you get off this guy." They left. Then they decided, hey, we're going to keep doing this because it's successful. We're going to keep reaming after this. More people left. And eventually, Fox News got to the point where they're like, we got to get rid of this guy. They're beholden to advertisers. Now, unless you have content that's, anywhere above a G level, if you have, sketchy content, people are going to go after you eventually. This is why I got to tell YouTubers and anyone else here that's doing this, you have to, pilot your own ship and everything. So on my other show, Hero Movie Podcast, we're going to be doing our 3-year anniversary in like 2 weeks. We have had advertisers on that show before, and they're great people. I mean, we love the guys over at Audible and everything, but the fact of the matter is, some weird little thing came out of nowhere. It had zero to do with our content. It had to do with the advertising company who books the spots with Audible through us. They said, hey, Audible's going away for a while. We'll see you maybe when they come back or maybe something else. And we haven't gotten advertisers back since then. It had nothing to do with me, but advertisers are fickle. So that's why we have things like Patreon going on. And I think that's why more and more creators are really going to have to figure out that their fans are the way for them to end up getting money. So I would like you to spend $15 to P.O. Box 443. No, I'm kidding. This show is definitely not big enough yet in order to get that. But that's just something out there for people to think about, the YouTubers of America and all over the world. Hey, the party's over. You don't like it. A lot of other people don't like it. But the fact of the matter is, turn out the lights. The party is over for you guys. It may never come back. And I love the people that are putting out fantastic content there, but putting all of your eggs in one basket is a very, very big mistake. I think a lot of you out there, unfortunately, have fallen into that bracket. Some of you will be able to survive on, a smaller amount because you put some away for some time. Others of you have bought really ridiculous expensive cars and will be broke in no time and will eventually be going, where did it all go wrong? And the answer is simple. It went wrong because you didn't pilot your own ship. That's what I'm doing here. That's what I'm doing on all my podcasts and everything. It's not to say I may never take advertising dollars. I certainly might. But at the end of the day, I can't rely, and nor can anyone else out there, rely on them to do that, especially if your content is anything that might be objectionable to anybody. And let's be honest, these days, everything is objectable to everyone. All right, everybody, that is it. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for listening on the podcast. That's what this show is going to be like. It's going to be, fairly short kind of thing, filled with news and information. This is just kind of like a thing that I wanted to kick it off to give you a little idea as to why I was doing what I'm doing and everything. Kind of be as transparent as I possibly can. But we'll have more stuff. We'll get into nerd news and things of that nature. The nice part about the channel, too, is that I think I maybe do some blog type stuff, vlog type stuff with it as well. And while you're here, why don't you go ahead and click that like and subscribe button? I'd really appreciate it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow.